Santa Monica Boulevard and the Santa Monica Boulevard North 101 off-ramp. So just a lot of congestion there. They're going to spin him. They're going to spin him. There we go. Uh-oh, he's going to hit that. He's going to hit that car. Uh-oh, careful. Guy on the bike. Careful. With a secondary vehicle here. Eastbound on Santa Monica Boulevard. He's going to be coming up on Normandy here shortly.
You won't believe how this chase ends, but first let's talk about how we got here. The other day I was scrolling through YouTube and saw a random police chase in my recommended. I watched and was immediately hooked on the format. The energetic commentator following the criminal waiting to see how it ends.
Oh my gosh. Wow, look at that. Cross traffic. Here we go.
You need to watch to the very, very end.
Since I've watched hours of chases and I'm not the only one doing this. Police chase videos on YouTube often get millions or even tens of millions of views, but why? Well, to answer that, we need to understand why police chases are even a form of content. This is John Silva. Beginning in the late 1940s, he starts working at a place called KTLA. The station is among the most technologically advanced in America, and Silva has one clear goal:
can beat the competition.
In news, if you're not first, you're last, so he works on pioneering the art of the remote. But at the time, that was especially hard since they were using huge cameras like these that weigh hundreds or even thousands of pounds. But after heavy development, Silva and other workers at KTLA pushed the station to become one of the premier news channels in LA, but Silva isn't finished yet.
One day, I was driving to work on the Hollywood freeway. I was trying so hard to say, what can we do next to make sure that we can beat the competition? And whammo, the answer, of course, is to build a mobile unit in a helicopter.
Introducing KTLA Telecopter #1, KTLA's latest addition to its ever-expanding facilities to bring you the latest and the best in on-the-spot live television coverage.
The Telecopter is born, and on July 24th, 1958, it puts out its first ever broadcast. It definitely isn't much. The quality is low and the picture is black and white, but it doesn't matter. It's the first ever bird's eye perspective in the news and people like it. Plus, it lets KTLA get to the news faster than anyone else. And as soon as it started airing footage, the Telecopter became a huge part of news. It began to show traffic, breaking events, and even nuclear tests like this one. And over time, other stations made their own Telecopters, which led to a perfect storm in 1994 when O.J. Simpson, the famous NFL player whose ex-wife had been murdered, was fleeing the police in his infamous white Ford Bronco. The evening this aired, an estimated 95 million people from across the world tuned in to watch. Some stations even stopped playing the NBA Finals just to see what would happen next. So the sentiment is clear, people really... This just in, we have breaking news on the police chase. The driver is now entering the highway.
Vicinity here, we're just now getting on the freeway and there's a lot of slow traffic that he's going to have to negotiate. And I don't know that he's going to be able to do that all that well because I'm just looking ahead over towards downtown and there is a steady stream of slow traffic from this point all the way in towards downtown. So he's going to be hugging the shoulder. He probably will actually end up by getting off the freeway here. So let's see what he does. Vermont is coming up next, and so if he stays on the freeway, he can, oh my gosh.
It looks like this chase may be coming to an end soon, but why do you even want to know what happens? It's not like you know the guy. Your mind constantly makes choices on how important something is to you. When you're reading a news article, you might not really care what happens next. But when you see someone getting attacked or arrested, you have an innate draw to see how it plays out. That's because subconsciously, we experience something called voyeurism, which is the enjoyment from seeing the pain or distress of others. Seeing a police chase is like a fantasy. It's like you're in a video game following the life of someone doing things you'd never do, which makes it all the more interesting. And while watching, you probably pick a side. Maybe you want to see the suspect get taken down for whatever crime they've done. Or maybe you want to root for the runaway and the infinitesimal chance they get away. This innate attraction to the immoral is then coupled during police chases with a type of sports-like live commentary on every move by the suspect.
But that's almost a funny kind of nuts, but what this guy's doing is really taking low!
The way this news reporter gets so engaged with the subject draws you in so you're involved in the outcome. And when all of these things from the danger to the drama of a chase are brought together, they create one perfect form of entertainment labeled as news. And this value of the chase can be clearly read by the fact that every time one news station in LA plays a police chase, its ratings quadruple, then quickly drop off when it's over. But the sports-like love for the chase is mostly just found in America. Police chases can happen anywhere, but most of the time they're not broadcasted on a national level. But in the US, the values are very different. Here, most news companies provide highly sensational and extreme news that often fails to provide a true picture. In reality, millions of people aren't in hot pursuit with the cops, and only a few chases should really be news. But in America, a country whose entertainment has been built on the drama of Hollywood, which is also where the news helicopter came from, the news portrayed on television isn't just about news. And that's not to say there aren't clickbait headlines or yellow journalism elsewhere, because there definitely are, but in America, it's ingrained in us. We have a culture that adores sports, with many people following the moves of players religiously. We've built a state of police that often turns violent, in addition to having the highest incarceration rate in the world. Geographically, we're just set up so cars are the norm, and frankly, it makes sense why news stations would make police chases available. It's what the people want. But there's also one other thing about police chases that make them beat out the rest of the violent and dangerous content. A police chase tells a perfect story. When you begin a police chase, the announcer might tell you why the suspect is being chased and whether they robbed a bank or just got pulled over, but even without that, you can understand what's going on. So the less interesting setup of a story is implied. There's the rebel, the enforcer, and you, the viewer. Then you're thrown right into the exciting rising action. And since you already know the gist, joining in the middle is just as good as if you were there all along. Then, since there's no clock telling you when the chase will end, your only option is to wait for the climax at the edge of your seat. And then, any story should go into falling action. If you've noticed, this video has generally followed the same story arc. I set up why we're talking about police chases, why they're so interesting, and now why they might go away. In 2012, there were 68,000 vehicle pursuits in the US. And though these may be fun to watch, they are still highly dangerous for those involved. For example, in the police chase capital of the world, Los Angeles, between 1996 and 2015, police chases claimed the lives of over 800 people. And in 2007, while 5 separate news channels were covering one chase, 2 of the helicopters crashed, killing all 4 passengers.
Oh man! Oh Jesus! Oh my gosh! Oh, Phoenix Tower, Skyblock 10. Just had a mid-air collision over here at the park. 2 helicopters down.
But as the theory goes, most people only run if they're being chased, so some cities and states have begun making rules for when the police should or shouldn't start a pursuit. In the past, you could get chased for simply leaving a traffic stop, but now some cities and police departments are only chasing people who could be an immediate threat to communities, like those who have just committed violent or sexual crimes. Or some police are even using trackers like these to chase without chasing. Most of these solutions are relatively new, but it's likely fewer chases will protect innocent people, but they'll also get rid of that thing we love oh so much: the chase. Oh, and police chases don't really have falling action, they just have the catch. Here's the catch you've been waiting for.
Whoa, he's out of control. 5 slowing.
Okay.
Okay,
So, Mark,
right
this
here,
is where
right
it
here,
can
guys.
become a little dangerous.
Yeah, this is, you can see that right rear passenger door opening up there, guys. Uncertain if the suspect could not get out of the driver's door, maybe climbed in the back seat, or there's more than one suspect. You can see there he is.
You could see a person,
now he's
crouching.
looks like he's wearing a black t-shirt, jeans, and we're trying to see his hands here. Use extreme vision.
Have his
We want to see
out,
his
JT.
hands.
He has his hands out. It does not appear as if there's a weapon. However, it looked as if there were multiple people in the vehicle.
I'm going to make sure they have plenty of personnel there, safe the area, flood the area, so if it does turn into a foot bail,
now they're running on
they
flood.
can maintain
They're moving through the
visual
bushes.
contact and take them into custody. But in this case, what you have right now is someone that is not willing to give themselves up.
We have someone running through the bushes right now. Looks to be a male. Crawled out the window instead of opening the door.
That black t-shirt hold right here, Jason, this is good. Blue jeans, they're searching him for weapons. He seems to be erratic, but he tried doing the old okie dokie, getting out that right rear door where the officers couldn't see him, but you can, as they take him into custody here and walking him back to the car. CHP has cleared the car, or is in the process of clearing the car to make sure there's no additional suspects in it.
Leslie Lopez, all of us here, as they have taken this man into custody, the pursuit has ended.
If you like that, you should subscribe and follow Sparkpass on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Also, we have a website where you can see in-depth articles on things that are affecting you every day. Alright, see you.